We're back on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Yeah, Winning Wednesday is back. Fire up your email. Here we go, up for grabs once again this week, just like it was last week and like it will be next week. A pair of tickets, got them right here. Holiday Dreams, that big, spectacular holiday cirque coming to the Town Toyota Center on Wednesday, December 15th. This is a huge show, all kinds of stuff going on. It's a visual, audio extravaganza, get you in the holiday mood. And not only do I have a pair of tickets to give away, but these are really good seats. They're on the floor and they're only 7 rows back from the stage. And there's 2 of them, so combined retail value of this, $130. You're gonna want these. You're gonna wanna go to the show. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's email address only, email entry only. Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. And I think you know the rules by now. Employees of Shelian Communications, Localtel, and everybody else who is affiliated with the station and their immediate families, you can't win. So that way, we're not just taking these tickets and telling people you won and then I'm pocketing them myself. We don't do that around here. You want to go see it? Send me an email, winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com. We'll give you a couple more reminders. Again, Holiday Dreams coming to the Town Toyota Center Wednesday, December 15th. These tickets are $65 a pop, so together $130 value, and they could be yours before the day is out. Winner at ncwlife.com. Send me an email. We'll do the drawing on Facebook Live sometime today. The deadline is 10 o'clock this morning. I need to stress that. I didn't do that last week, so I let it slide a little bit. 10 o'clock this morning is the deadline to get your email entries in, okay? Winner at ncwlife.com. We'll give them away today sometime. We frequently fly by the seat of our pants around here. 32 degrees, clear skies, lots of sunshine this morning. Clouds will be thickening up tonight. We're in for some mild, perhaps even rainy weather for Thanksgiving. The passes are going to be all right. Stevens a bit dicey if you're traveling right now. It's one of the busiest travel days of the year. Stevens, yeah, a little hit and miss there. Blewett and I-90, you're fine. Blewett, Snoqualmie, you're going to sail right through today. And even Stevens is going to get considerably better as the day progresses. I think you're going to be all right. We'll give you the pass details. We'll give you your forecast. We got sports. Gonzaga looked really good against UCLA last night. They look like the #1 team in the country. We got highlights of that. Highlights of Haley Van Lith, their Louisville Cardinals team, took on Cal Poly, and they just demolished them. We got highlights for that. Plus, we'll preview Seattle Kraken hockey tonight. They got the Carolina Hurricanes coming into town, and the Wenatchee Wild have 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, coming up as well. Plus, we'll preview the Ncw Community Toy Drive, sponsored by our friends at Les Schwab. And in the interview section of the program, we're going to talk to Anna Gonzalez, who was recently hired by the Shelian County Commissioners to head up their new Diversion Program. The idea is to get people who are having mental health issues, people who are in mental distress, keep them out of the hospitals and out of jail. They're trying not to kick that can down the road anymore. Anna will talk about it, and Adam Musgrove, the Chief of Patrol for the Shelian County Sheriff's Department, also my guest to talk about the Diversion Program. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program. Let's start our tour at 4 minutes after the hour. We should have some pretty spectacular footage this morning, because outside of that low-hanging cloud bank that you see there over Rocky Reach Dam, we have a nice morning this morning. Again, it's chilly. It's only 32 degrees. That's our cross camera. We have it tilted up just a little bit. Beautiful view there of Birch Mountain, the Sunny Slope area. Nice view this morning. These are PTZ cameras. It's an acronym, pan, tilt, zoom. We can do a lot of different things with these cameras. Let's see where we're off to. I don't know. It's off to Jump Off Ridge we go. You can still see some pockets of snow up on Jump Off Ridge. You can see almost all of East Wenatchee, the East Wenatchee Bench, and all the way up to Badger Mountain. And the areas there. You can see Painbowl Memorial Airport. Beautiful view from Jump Off Ridge at Wenatchee, way off in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. The Stemmill Basin down below. And a couple of the Three Lakes from Three Lakes in view as well on the right-hand side of your screen. Camera number 3. Oh, gorgeous shot of Lake Wenatchee. Look at that. Beautiful view. Love it. You can see the Kaler Glen Golf and Ski Resort. Now, this is the time of the year where they switch over from golf to cross-country skiing. At Kaler Glen, you can make out all of Lake Wenatchee. Dirty Face Mountain has quite a bit of snow up top. That is a stunning view there. And there is some snow still hanging around the Lake Wenatchee area in camera number 4. Speaking of Lake Wenatchee, same general area in the Lake Wenatchee area as we look around the Coles Corner area. You can always see where the clear-cut logging is for the power lines that deliver the juice to other locations in the Pacific Northwest. So some spectacular views this morning on this winning Wednesday, the 24th day of November. Let's get right to the weather forecast from the National Weather Service. It looks something like that. Again, sunshine this morning, clouds later on this afternoon. We'll top off at 43. For the record, we hit 48 yesterday. We did have that late afternoon sun. Very pleasant, so it was very warm yesterday. Our normal high this time of the year is 40. That's about what we're going to get to today. By the way, we are now under the 9-hour mark for daylight. We'll have 8 hours and 57 minutes of daylight today. Sunrise at 7:19, sunset 4:16. So just about normal for the afternoon high, but we'll see more clouds and sun, especially as the day progresses. 32 for the overnight low tonight. Thanksgiving Day, slight chance of a couple of light snowflakes early in the morning, then it switches over to just plain rain and warm up to about 44 or 45 on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night, it's going to rain right till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Pretty good rain perhaps at times Thursday night into Friday. And then on Friday, look how warm we're going to get with this tropical moisture coming in. 52 our high on Friday with a 40% chance of rain. On Saturday, lots of clouds, 50-50 hit and miss rain showers. Most of the rain on Saturday is going to be late in the day. So if you have outdoor plans on Saturday, most of the day during daylight hours, you should stay dry. The rain isn't supposed to come until about 4 or 5 in the afternoon on Saturday with a high of 49. We wrap up the holiday weekend. Very mild, near record high temperatures possible on Sunday with a high of 55 degrees under partly sunny skies. Maybe I can go out and play golf. So there's your forecast for the holiday weekend. Temperatures above normal, and whatever precipitation we get here in the Wenatchee Valley anyway will come down in the form of rain. What do you say we head up to the mountain passes? This report brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC. Live shot of Stevens, that's the only advisory we have right now. Traction tires are advised on Stevens Pass right at the summit, as you see there. You will see some compact snow, slush, and ice on the roadway. It is not snowing on Stevens Pass, nor is there any snow in the forecast for that matter. Blewett, you're good to go. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare as it could be. A couple of patches of frost and ice, and that's really about it. I-90, smooth sailing, no problems, no restrictions, no advisories. Roadway is bare and wet. No real precipitation in the forecast today, nor tonight. Maybe a little bit of light snow. The snow level tonight is going to go all the way up to 7,500 feet, well above pass level. So if you're traveling in the mountain passes today for Thanksgiving, you're going to be fine. Again, maybe give yourself another hour, hour and a half if you want to do Stevens, if you really want to be sure. Blewett and Snoqualmie, you're fine. So a little bit of light rain tonight, rain on Thanksgiving Day. Snow level is going to go down to 5,100 feet, but that's still well above pass level. Rain Thursday night, rain Friday night, rain Saturday. Swollen rivers and streams, significant snowmelt coming to the Cascades. Again, just the one advisory. Stevens, traction tires are advised. And even then, it doesn't look too bad to me. 9 minutes after the hour, 1 minute break, and then your headlines. You're watching Wake Up. Oh, yeah, I think that's about right. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Hey, Ellie, what's troubling you?
No one cares about insulation.
Out of sight, out of mind, I guess.
But it's just so effective and inexpensive. It's one of the best ways to warm your home. Shelian's PUD $1 per square foot rebate can often pay for the cost of a DIY blow-in installation to an attic. So are you gonna check out the rebates at ShelianPUD.org/save today?
Yeah!
Can you help me down? Let's go to ShelianPUD.org/save today.
Right at the freezing mark, 32 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. We'll warm up to about 40 Clouds will be thickening in as a flat ridge of high pressure is going to allow some clouds to come in. We're going to be very mild and wet Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with some very warm temperatures and some significant rainfall. At times, it's 10 minutes after the hour. We begin with this story. A 68-year-old Spokane Valley woman who was reported missing on Thursday night was found Monday night in her car down an embankment just north of the summit of Stevens Pass. Linnell McFarland, pictured there, I should say, was transported to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. Her condition not immediately available. Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant said at about 7:30 on Monday night, a Washington State Department of Transportation plow truck driver spotted the 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse about 40 feet down an embankment. A high-angle rope team lowered down and was able to get her out of the vehicle. Bryant said she was still conscious. Her family had reported her missing on November 18th, and a silver alert was issued. Kittitas County Sheriff's deputies launched a search the next day after her cell phone's last ping showed her north of Ellensburg on Highway 97. Bryant said it appears that McFarland hit a patch of icy road and on the pass, crossed over to the southbound lane, and went down the embankment. Quincy police are looking for a suspect in a shooting that happened early Sunday morning. They're not getting any help really from the gunshot victim, however. Police responded to a report of shots being fired in a small passenger car leaving the scene. This happened about 1:20 in the morning on Sunday in the 400 block of E Street Northeast. The Quincy Police Department said as the officers were arriving, they received a report of a 24-year-old man being treated for a gunshot wound to his leg at Quincy Valley Medical Center. They said the victim provided few details on the shooting before he was transferred to another hospital. In addition to hitting the man, the gunshots also struck at least 2 houses and 5 parked vehicles. Police say the investigation continues. An East Wenatchee man faces a possible charge of second-degree assault for allegedly seizing and strangling his domestic partner. 38-year-old Stephen Patrick Harris was arrested Sunday by Wenatchee police after witnesses said he confronted his partner at a home on Idaho Street, pinned her to the wall with his hand and his throat, and ordered her to come with him. Another person in the home allegedly intervened and pepper-sprayed Harris to stop the assault. He left the residence, according to police. Harris was booked into the Shelian County Regional Justice Center. He's awaiting his first court appearance, which was scheduled for yesterday. Newcomer Catherine Thomas took her seat yesterday on the Wenatchee School Board, the same day that her election victory was certified by the Shelian County Auditor's Office with a 50.65% margin. She won by about 200 votes. Last night's meeting was attended by our very own Jefferson Robbins.
The first official meeting for new Wenatchee School Board member Catherine Thomas was also the first one held in person since last August, when an unmasked crowd disrupted the event in protest of COVID-19 mandates. On Tuesday, the Wenatchee registered nurse was sworn into the position formerly held by Michelle Sandberg. Thomas was the only one of 3 challengers to win a board seat. Incumbents Julie Norton and Maria Iniguez retained their positions. Laura Jakes is the current board's longest-serving member, holding a seat since 2003. In the Tuesday meeting, the board elected new officers, with Jakes stepping down after an unprecedented 2 terms as board president.
A year ago, we asked Laura if she was willing to serve a second term because she was the one of us with the experience to serve as the first among equals, and that's really how a board is supposed to function, for what we expected to be a very challenging year. We had no idea of how challenging. You can all laugh now, okay? Experience mattered. What Laura really gave, and why I want to speak now, was her wisdom and her humanity, and she did this with dignity and grace.
The election of board officers was the only agenda item requiring a vote, with Martin Barron elected president. Julie Norton and Maria Iniguez were each nominated for vice president, with Barron breaking the tie in Iniguez's favor. Norton will instead serve as the board's legislative representative to Olympia. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. A new state law means that the Shelian Douglas Health District is going to have to reconfigure its membership. The Board of Health, anyway, has to. The board governs the Shelian Douglas Health District, which has been critical and crucial in battling the COVID-19 pandemic locally. Now, right now, it's composed of county and city elected officials, but at the meeting that was held on Monday, the board discussed how to add new members like health providers, community stakeholders, and at least tribal representatives as required by law.
Shelian Douglas does need to appoint a new board. We do have to provide as many non-elected officials on the board as elected officials. It has to be an even split. And but the word that we received from the Board of Health is they may not have that final rule in place until the first part of July, and we have to have the new board implemented by the 26th of July. We are allowed to proceed forward as long as we have an open and transparent process. By law, it has to have 4 county commissioners on the board, and then having a small city and a large city representative from one or the other counties. That would then cycle in a 2-year period. That provides a membership of 6 elected officials. We are required by law to seat, because there is Indian trust land in Shelian County. We do have to seat by law a tribal member on the board. So that takes up one of the remaining 6 positions if we were to go with a board of 12. We felt that looking at what the WAC had in place, that it might be best for us to get the application out, receive those applications back in, and then this board makes a decision under each one of those categories, up to 3 individuals that represents those categories, that they would then move forward to the 2 boards of commissions. The 2 boards of commissions would then have to vote on it unanimously for each board, which would require 2 commissioners from each county approval of that individual before they can be seated on the Board of Health.
You're suggesting that the applications go out now for selection in January? Is that what I heard you say?
To be fair to the community and all those who would like to apply, it would be my recommendation to have us go ahead and put the application out within the next week, and then have that closure date to be just the Friday prior to our meeting that we would have in January, which is January 17th. And so the deadline would be January 14th, which would give almost approximately 6 weeks, roughly, of application period. And then the board can then go over the applicants at that meeting, make their recommendations then from that meeting to the 2 boards of commissions for placement of the applicants that are on the list.
And one friendly reminder, it is back. It's got a new name, but still means the same thing. The Ncw Community Toy Drive is now underway, and we're going to kick it off as we have for the last few years with a live broadcast at Hooked on Toys on North Wenatchee Avenue, courtesy of our friends at Les Schwab. Our very own Eric Granstrom will be there live Saturday morning, 10 to 11, again at Hooked on Toys. He'll be talking to representatives of the various nonprofit agencies who benefit from the toy drive. Of course, we're taking your donations of new unwrapped toys that will go to a needy child in our community. You can do it right there at Hooked on Toys. It's a great deal. You can just buy the toy and put it right in the box. All kinds of different ways to participate in it. Wenatchee Wild will be participating, as they have been for years and years, on Friday and Saturday. Part of the Chuck-a-Puck 50-50 raffle will be going to the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. You can drop toys off, too, at the Town Toyota Center for Wenatchee Wild Hockey. Go by and see Eric at Hooked on Toys. All right, he'll be there Saturday morning from 10 to 11 to kick off the Ncw Community Toy Drive. We are very proud to be a part of it here, and thanks to our friends at Les Schwab. And for more information, just go to Facebook and type in Ncw Community Toy Drive. It's going to pop right up. Looking forward to that. Drop by and say hi to Eric. He'll be at Hooked on Toys, broadcasting live right here from 10 to 11 on Saturday morning. That's what's making headlines on this Wednesday. We'll have a newscast for you tonight at 5, 6, and 10 with a preview. Here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll have our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Good Thanksgiving travel weather today, but then much wetter tomorrow into this weekend. I'll have the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have results of last night's Gonzaga, UCLA, and Huskies South Dakota State basketball action, as well as the latest on the Seahawks. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. You got a news tip? Just want to drop us a note and say hi? You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. ncwlife.com. That's our email address. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a note on the Messenger app, or you can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. You might want to bookmark that too, because we're updating it and populating it all the time with the latest weather and news and sports. Speaking of sports, after 1 minute, highlights of Gonzaga's party in Las Vegas. They romped all over the Bruins last night, plus highlights of the Louisville Cardinal women's basketball team. We'll talk a little hockey as well. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Ncw Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up here. Lifetime warranty.
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
GMC Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
"22 minutes after the hour, sports. If you're a fan of the Gonzaga Bulldogs, you had a good time last night. They looked every bit the number one team in the nation. They romped all over the UCLA Bruins last night, 83-63 in the Empire Classic in Las Vegas. Andrew Nembhard, he led all scorers with 24 points, but it was 7-foot freshman Chet Holmgren, the human three-iron, who stole the show in the first half. As he performed on both ends of the court, it brought out some classic commentary from Dickie V, Dick Vitale, who was making his first broadcast appearance, was being treated for cancer.
Into that left hand up high.
Luba trying to get closer on him. They block the shot.
There's Mr. Holgram. There's Mr. Holgram again.
And another whistle.
By many. Here he is, Holgram. Look, great timing. No timing. Everybody thinks they can overpower him with physicality.
We can't relax just because we have this lead. Our attention to detail at the defensive end has been outstanding. They want it even better down the stretch of the first half. And, you know, block shots like that.
Holgram is the real deal. I don't want to hear about he's not strong enough, physical enough on a collegiate level right now. Arizona's going to be right up there. Never forget USC. USC is also going to be in the hunt.
Nembhard with a step back after going around the back. How pretty was that?
Didn't allow him to make that attack off the bounce.
Big fella rolling in, but it's Holmgren with another stop. But defensively, he has been the man. Look at that move!
Come on, America! Number one by the NBA people right out there. Potential. And you say he's going to get back when he gets fans, sell that place over. I mean, are you kidding me? Come on, man. We didn't see the real Tiger Campbell either. It was all Gonzaga.
Yes. Bulldogs undefeated, 6-0 on the season. The Husky men, they improved to 4-2 with an 87-76 win over South Dakota State last night. Terrell Brown Jr. continues to impress. He had 32 points. P.J. Fuller came off the bench with 14 for the Huskies. On the women's side last night, number 10 Louisville had no trouble with Cal Poly. The Cardinals came away with a 72-32 victory. Liz Dixon led the way with 15 points off the bench. Haley Van Lith, another good night for Louisville.
And misses off the right of the rim. A rare miss from three. She was 75%.
Take care of business. The three-pointers, though, Zach, if you let them shoot threes, Cal Poly has that chance if they don't fall.
Smith for three. There it is.
3 for 13 from three today.
Under 10 to go. The creator doesn't miss the elbow jumper. The Mustangs have given them fits all night long. Van Lith has 5 to shoot. Drives to the final play of the game. Anutson misses off the right of the rim. And the final horn will sound.
Van Lith had 9 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Now, Washington's Pac-12 schools will play on Thanksgiving tomorrow. Washington will host Virginia Commonwealth at 10:30. Washington State will welcome Miami at 1 o'clock. The Seattle Kraken facing their toughest challenge of the NHL season tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes. coming to town with the best record in hockey. They're 14-2-1. Seattle, of course, snapping a 6-game losing streak on Sunday with a 5-2 win over the Capitals. Coach Dave Haxtell says it was nice to celebrate a win for once.
Well, it's fun to win, right? And that's the atmosphere after the game, and just to be able to go home and enjoy not only your teammates but enjoy a little bit of family time and breathe a little bit. I think that's very, very important. In terms of the atmosphere for our group, that really hasn't varied very much. This group has always showed up to the rink the following day with a good perspective, great work ethic. But in saying that, it's always nicer to do that after a win.
Tonight marks the beginning of a very tough stretch. They got the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. They're going to be in Florida to take on the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay, and then they'll take on the Florida Panthers, who have 13 victories so far. Coach Haskell says Seattle going to be ready.
One thing, never underestimate any team that's coming in, but you'll get our stretch here. The past few games, look a week ahead. You can take a look at that schedule, and it's pretty challenging. So we one opportunity at a time. Carolina's a heck of a team. They've had a great start to the year. They're deep. They're consistent. Throughout their lineup. So that's it's a heck of a challenge for us. We'll be ready for that.
Check it out tonight. Kraken and the Hurricanes will drop the puck at 7 o'clock. You can watch it on Root Sports. The Wenatchee Wild have won just 3 games in the BCHL so far this season. They can possibly double that win total over the weekend. Salmon Arm is in town for a 3-game series against Wenatchee at the Town Toyota Center Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Earlier this week, I had a chance to talk to Sean Zeers, the interim voice of the Wenatchee Wild, and he said it's important for the Wild to get off to a good start on Friday night.
You are one at home. It's holiday weekend, so you're going to have a lot of fans there. But this is the first time that Wenatchee is going to face Salmon Arm. And again, Salmon Arm coming in, like you had mentioned, 3rd place, but they've played some really good teams to get to that point. And it's going to be another bar setter for Wenatchee. How can they set the bar? How can they stick with these guys? I think every game is going to be different, but most importantly, you just got to make sure that you just play a full, complete 60 minutes and see what happens. If they can come out with 2 or 3, that would be fantastic. If they can come out with 3 or 6 points, I think that would be fantastic. Of course, sweeping the series would be amazing, but it's not too often that you can play 3 games in a row and then you get to sweep. I mean, you just don't really hear about that too much.
Wenatchee Wild, Salmon Arm, Silverbacks, 7 o'clock Friday, 6 o'clock Saturday, 6 o'clock on Sunday. Tickets at WenatcheeWild.com. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Winning Wednesday. A friendly reminder, I'll let you know what's up for grabs here in just a couple of minutes. I had 4 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is Celebrate Your Unique Talent Day. I don't have that. It's National Jukebox Day. Don't have one of those either. It is National Tie One On Day. It's still the morning. No, today is National Sardines Day. And boy, nobody is apathetic about sardines. Either you love them or you hate them with every fiber of your being. It doesn't matter whether you grill it or pickle it or smoke it or eat it right out of the can. Sardines, they're incredibly good for you. There's nothing bad in sardines. Everything in the sardine is good for you. You just have to acquire the taste of sardines, and that takes a little bit of getting used to. In the United States, by the way, the sardine canning industry peaked in the 50s, and since then it's been on the decline. In fact, there are no longer any sardine canneries in the United States anymore. The last one was in Portland, Maine, and it closed 10 years ago. But during the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, when people were buying lots and lots of canned goods and stocking up, sardines kind of made a bit of a comeback. And again, they're really, really good for you. I went through a sardine phase. I don't really eat sardines much anymore. For one thing, they don't look good in the can. You take the can, you open it up, and you look at it, and you go, Maybe on a fish taco. Happy National Sardine Day today. It is the bottom of the hour today in history. very strange and tragic story out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin on this date of 1917, November 24th, 1917. A large black package, just a big package wrapped in black, was discovered by a social worker in the basement of a church in Milwaukee. She dragged the package to the church basement. She called the janitor. The janitor said, "I don't know what this is. Let's take it to the police station." So they put it in the back of their car, and they drove this big package to the Central Milwaukee Police Department. They put it on the table in the break room. The shift commander was there. A whole bunch of cops were there. They were looking at it, and then it exploded. It was a bomb, and it exploded. And 9 members of the Milwaukee Police Department were killed instantly, along with a female civilian. It was those deaths were the single worst event in police history until September 11th, 2001. The perpetrator was never found. Strange story, 104 years ago today. November 24th, 1963 was a Sunday morning. All 3 of the major networks were broadcasting President Kennedy's body laying in state in the Capitol Rotunda after continuous coverage of the Kennedy assassination since the previous Friday afternoon. In the meantime, Lee Harvey Oswald, the assassin of JFK, was being transferred out of the Dallas City Jail to the Dallas County Jail. Only NBC of the 3 networks decided to cut away for live coverage of Oswald being transferred in the basement of the jail. And if you were watching NBC live on Sunday morning, November 24th, 1963, this is what you saw.
There is Lee Oswald. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot. There's the man with a gun. It's absolute panic. Absolute panic here in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters. The detectives have their guns drawn. Oswald has been shot. There is no question about it. Oswald has been shot.
NBC did it live. ABC and CBS, as soon as they realized what happened, immediately cut in with coverage of Oswald meeting his maker, November 24th, 1963. And finally, 50 years ago today. Yep. You seen this guy? Anybody? D.B. Cooper? You know what happened. Hijacked an airplane. Everybody got off the airplane. He got his money at SeaTac, $200,000 and a parachute. They took back off again. Said, fly me to Reno, somewhere over the wilderness of Washington State during a severe thunderstorm. D.B. Cooper lowered the back stairs with his parachute and his $200,000 and jumped. D.B. Cooper has never been found. I am convinced that he died that night. I don't think there's any way he could have survived that parachute jump under those conditions. And keep in mind this, even if you are a true believer that you just think that maybe, just maybe, D.B. Cooper got away with it, which I don't think he did, considering how old he was at the time, D.B. Cooper would be about 92 years old today, one way or the other. He's probably not around anymore. D.B. Cooper, 50 years ago today. Birthdays, we always do presidents. We've been doing a lot of presidents lately. Zachary Taylor, not so much a failure as a forgotten president, because he wasn't president very long. Zachary Taylor, born in the state in 1784, died in 1850. Again, more forgettable than failed. He was became a national hero because he won a bunch of battles in the Mexican-American War, so he won election to the White House, even though nobody really knew his political beliefs. He was the last president elected who was neither a Democrat nor a Republican. People still don't know whether he was a Democrat or Republican, and he was the first president to be elected without ever having served in prior political office. He served only 16 months. They exhumed his body in 1991 because there were rumors that he was poisoned. They should have just let him go because he wasn't poisoned. Zachary Taylor, born in the state in 1784. Tommy Alsup, the great guitarist, born in the state in 1931, died 4 years ago at the age of 85. He was the one who lost the coin flip to Ritchie Valens to give up the 4th seat on that ill-fated flight on the early morning hours of February 3rd, 1959. Tommy Alsup and Ritchie Valens did the coin flip backstage. Ritchie Valens won. Ritchie got the seat. Tommy Alsup had mail waiting for him in Fargo, North Dakota. So he gave Buddy Holly, his good friend, his wallet so Buddy Holly could pick up his mail. And so the plane crashed. They discovered it the next day. They found 4 bodies and 5 wallets. And for a while there, Tommy Alsup was accidentally declared dead. He had to call his parents and say, I didn't get on the plane. He's also a great guitarist, born in the state in 1931. Donald Duck Dunn, longtime member of Booker T and the MGs, born in the state in 1941. We lost Donald Duck Dunn 9 years ago. Played bass for Booker T and the MGs, a great musician. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Happy birthday to my brother Pops. Not going to tell you how old Pops is today. And finally, Winning Wednesday. I'm holding them right here in my hands. These could be yours by the end of the day today. Holiday Dreams. It's a spectacular Cirque display, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's coming to the Town Toyota Center. It's a audio and visual smorgasbord. You want to go? These are great seats. They're on the floor right up by the stage. Winner at ncwlife.com. Send me an email, winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. We'll do the drawing a little bit later on today. Your deadline is at 10 o'clock. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. And then my conversation with Anna Gonzalez and Adam Musgrove. We're talking about the new diversion program that was just launched recently by Shelian County. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. A huge thank you to our sponsors, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, and Save Mart. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel. 14, they come back.
Fall in love with high-speed internet from Ncw Communications. Cuddle up and stream unlimited movies and TV with SureStream TV. With speeds up to 1 gig, you can download music, apps, and games in seconds. Shop, stream, surf, and game like never before when you fall in love with Ncw. Call 509-888-8888 today.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I often think about the social upheaval in the 60s, and I consider those days against what we're going through now. At least now, we're not having the assassinations we had back then. Then and now, there's a lot of similarities. Racial injustice, police reform, political division, but one thing I've noticed, in the 60s, it seems like it was us against the establishment. Now it seems like we're more against each other. Give that some thought. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hi, I'm Eric Granstrom with the NCW Life Channel.
And I'm Brent Rhodes with Country 104.7 KKRV.
Come on, join us Saturday at Hooked on Toys as we kick off the Ncw Community Toy Drive presented by Les Schwab.
Our volunteers are going to start the day off at 9 a.m.
And we'll start broadcasting live at 10 here on the NCW Life Channel as well as KKRV.
We're going to start collecting toys for those organizations that you're hearing about.
So be sure and join us Saturday at Hooked on Toys here on the NCW Life Channel and
Country 104.7 KKRV.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is a program that was launched late summer on September 1st. Hopefully it'll expand to all the law enforcement agencies that have general jurisdiction in this area. We hear about it all the time, people who are having mental health issues, and they end up landing in the laps of law enforcement, and that's oftentimes maybe not the best way to address it. But there's a brand new diversion program for those people who are suffering from those issues, and it launched on September 1st. With the Shelian County Sheriff's Office as the lead agency, and the coordinator of all that is joining us here on the program. Anna, introduce yourself to our television family.
Hello, my name is Anna Gonzalez. I am a local and native to Wenatchee Valley. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I've been in the social services field for the last 7 years. I was previously designated as a crisis responder, so I have that background and have experience with children and families and chemical dependency.
And now you're riding around with various Shelian County Sheriff's deputies and patrol officers responding to people who are having mental health crises.
Correct.
And what's the definition of that? How do you know that your services are now needed when the call comes through? When is it like, okay, got to get in on this?
You know, sometimes it's not very obvious. It could be as obvious as somebody's having a bad day and they need someone to talk to, or I've gotten phone calls from law enforcement saying, hey, I'm coming across this individual that's just having a hardship. What can we do? And that could be getting some finding a gas voucher, finding resources to housing, chemical dependency treatment, you name it. It's just anything that you can think of that an individual needs to have their basic needs met, I'm there.
So obviously there is a need for this diversion program.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what's the overall goal of this? Is just to take care of these people and steer them in the right direction, just keep them out of jail and get them to the help that they need?
Yeah, the goal, one of the goals that we've identified is obviously helping these individuals, diverting them from jail or higher level of care, which would be the ERs, and getting them to treatment or any resource in the community to get their basic needs met. And then obviously identifying any gaps of where individuals struggle to find services and kind of bringing that back to the community and treatment providers and saying, hey, this isn't working for our folks here.
I got to ask it, drugs. Where does drugs come in all this?
I mean, we've got frequent calls for that. You know, we have individuals who are suffering from mental health disorders. We have individuals suffering from substance use, and then we have individuals who are suffering from both. So it's a high population of people that we get.
You got a grant, a $90,000 grant, and you were hired by the Shelian County Commissioners to take over this diversion program. So from September 1st now, is it working out? Are you still baby steps? Where are we with this?
I think we're still in infancy stages, but we're definitely gaining a lot of momentum. With that grant funding, we're going to add another position for a mental health professional to join us and to be able to expand our outreach and services to the individuals of Shelian County.
Are you busy?
Absolutely.
A lot going on?
Lots going on.
Is it busier than you hoped it would be?
I think,
if that makes sense?
Yes, I think I knew, you know, I've been in the field for the last 4 years working with law enforcement, so I've known how busy it can be, and it can get busier. It's just dependent on weather, season, and it's just a new experience every day.
When we take a quick break, we're going to talk to Adam Musgrove, who's the Chief of Patrol for the Shelian County Sheriff's Office, to give us a law enforcement perspective in all this. Give me a typical. Is there such thing as a typical call when you're going to hop in the car with Adam and you're going to go make this call? Give me a typical situation where your services are required?
You know, we do proactive outreach, so it could be us just identifying individuals in the community on the street, saying, hey, you know, I've recognized you. I know you through the community. Is there anything that we can do to help? Then there's also that reactive piece. So we're in the cars, we get a call that sounds like, you know, it may benefit from having a mental health professional come to the scene, and we would go, and it just can be from anything. Like I said, it could be just talking to an individual about kind of where they're at in their day, or, you know, we've had to the point where we've had people barricaded in their vehicles. So there's no typical day, and you never know what you're going to get.
And yet it landed on your lap. Is that because somebody is calling Rivercom and saying, there's a guy walking down the street with his shirt off and he's talking to himself, that kind of deal?
Yeah, and it could be, it could go through Rivercom. We've also I get other reports from law enforcement agencies and deputies saying, hey, I came across this individual, let's pass it on to Anna to follow up on this individual. So yeah, definitely Rivercom, anybody calling for emergency or non-emergency.
You're 4 years into, this particular program, again, started on September 1st, but you've been doing this professionally for 4 years. Why? What brought you to this job? What is it about it?
You know, I just through my time in working in the Valley, I just realized the need and the support that our community needs, and I got really attracted to crisis response and just de-escalating individuals and meeting people where they're at. And then I realized that I really liked the field work. I belong in the field. I belong, you know, listening to other people and bringing hope and just any support that I can do when they are telling me that they are at their worst, and just seeing that fall through and have them be connected to the services that they need. That keeps me going. This is a thankless job. We don't do it for the kudos. You know, we do it because we want to help other individuals.
What's a good day for you when the day is over? What's a good day?
I think a good day would be that I was able to utilize all of my knowledge and resource to support not only the community, but also the deputies, and just having that partnership and getting individuals connected to services that they need.
And do the local services, they're obviously well aware of it. I mean, you have to have a good relationship with them, assuming Catholic Charities and some of the other agencies such as that?
Yeah, and that's been something that's been really beneficial, just being a local. I've known, you grow up with a lot of individuals, and just working in the field in this area, I've developed a lot of community partnership. And part of my initial stages when I transferred over to Shelian County was calling those resources and letting them know, hey, we're here for you guys. We're here to support you in whichever way, from Leavenworth to Shelian, just any agency in between. We're here for them.
And I appreciate you coming by, and keep up the good work. I hope you have a couple of days along the holiday season that are really boring for you. Playing a little solitaire or Minesweeper or something. It's not going to happen. The need is there. From a patrol standpoint, a law enforcement standpoint, they have to deal with these calls on a regular basis. We're going to talk to Adam Musgrove, the Chief of Patrol from Shelian County Sheriff's Office, when we come back. You're watching Wake Up and Ho, ho, ho! Santa wants you to shop at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. They have a huge variety of fun Christmas items in their Christmas cottage. There's so much to choose from, and it changes day to day. Santas and snowmen, holiday dishes and decor, village pieces and ornaments. To add to your collection or start something new, you can't beat the prices. What's old is new again for you in the Christmas cottage at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Well, we heard from Anna, who is handling the new diversion program that has been launched by the Shelian County Commissioners, funded with grant money. From a law enforcement perspective, Adam Musgrove is joining us. He is the Chief of Patrol for the Shelian County Sheriff's Office. And first of all, thanks for joining me. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We talked about this off camera, but the two calls that law enforcement agencies and patrol, and especially first responders, hate the most is domestic violence and mental situations, because you don't know what's going on until you get there. Mm-hmm. You guys are the first ones who are responding to these Rivercom calls.
Right.
Is this an uptick? Is this a problem?
Oh, absolutely. So people always ask me all the time, what is the number one problem facing law enforcement? And consistently, they always ask me, is it domestic violence? Is it drugs? What is it? And without hesitation, my answer, 100%, the number one problem facing law enforcement is mental health issues. We may not deal with somebody on drugs every single day or deal with a domestic every single day, but we will absolutely deal with someone who is in crisis, who is having mental health issues every single day. And so it is our number one problem that we're facing in law enforcement.
And how do the folks who are out on patrol who serve under you, how do you handle those things? There has to be specialized training involved in this, because you got to keep your head when all those about you are not.
Absolutely. They are very volatile type of situations. With all of the new legislative changes that have come down the line this year, one of the things that it addresses is de-escalation. And so with that, our program now is designed to specifically address these issues of mental health and getting our deputies trained, and that's why we're embedding folks like Anna and her team into the patrol cars to get out there and take a different approach to it. Traditionally, it's always been a issue of where we deal with somebody who's in crisis or having mental health issues. We do one or two things. We either take them to the hospital or we take them to the jail, and we drop them off and we put them in somebody else's lap and essentially wipe our hands with it and be done with it. But as a patrol sergeant at the time, I remember going out and people, even victims out on these calls, were saying, this person doesn't need to go to jail. This person needs help. And it just started really, clicking with me. It's like, well, these are victims of crimes of something that just happened with these folks, and even they want to see these folks get help. And so it just kind of started, hitting in my head there. It's like, we need to solve this problem and not just pass the buck on to somebody else. And so that's kind of where we're.
Do you think this whole program will break that vicious cycle? Do you think this is an answer?
Absolutely, I believe wholeheartedly. We have a Deputy Zach Bruner, who is very passionate about this, who used to work on my squad when I was a sergeant, and got together with him, and we were working together with Anna when she was with Catholic Charities, and we started, putting our heads together and getting that team together with law enforcement and getting them actually out on the calls, and it is making a difference getting it out there. And Anna has become a broker for services and actually getting that help. So rather than going to jail or going to the hospital, we're actually able to get those folks the services they need. So we're hoping that by us doing that. In the valley here, that we're actually solving the problem. We're actually getting to the root of what's going on and doing our part to actually, solve this issue. And that in turn is going to affect the entire county and the whole valley.
As a fully commissioned law enforcement officer, I know there's no typical call. There never is on any call, regardless of really what it is. Give me an idea. You get a call. This person's having a serious mental health crisis. I'm spitballing here, but correct me if I'm wrong. My guess is you come in first and de-escalate. You talked about de-escalation, and then you slowly work Anna into the conversation, and everything's calmed down, and then we can start. Now we can take this person to this particular. Is that a typical idea of how this works?
It is. Prior to July 25th, that was how it was done. With the change in legislation and how our hands as law enforcement officers and deputies. Has started to get hindered a little bit on how we can go do that. And by that I mean by our mere presence, we could escalate a situation into something where all of a sudden now, by us being there, we've escalated to using force. And so we are trying to avoid those types of situations now, and the legislation with de-escalating things has become so important that now, where, as you just described, we would go there and kind of de-escalate the situation when possible, it can't always be done that way. And so now the roles have kind of reversed, and folks like Anna and her team, or EMS, or fire, when they come onto a scene, we have to kind of be off to the side now and let, because our mere presence could be escalating those types of things. It's not what we want to do. It's the way that our hands have now been tied to do that. But with the teams coming in, we just need to be near the scene, be ready to be reactive, unfortunately. But we do our very best and try to train with the teams that are coming out there to try to find a new resolution on how we're going to handle these calls.
As we mentioned before, the Shelian County Sheriff's Office is the lead agency in all this, and this was funded with a $90,000 grant that they got to get the program up and running. How does this interact with the other law enforcement agencies? Wenatchee Police, East Wenatchee Police, Douglas County Sheriff, that group.
So with Anna, just a little history on Anna. When she was with Catholic Charities, she was there and she had great ideas over there, and she wasn't able to fully, she wasn't able to do everything that she wanted to do there. And so she talked to me and the other agencies about her potentially leaving, and we didn't want to lose her as an asset here in the Valley. And so working with Commissioner Overbay, who is a big proponent of this program.
Being in former law enforcement, you can understand that.
Absolutely. And went over and spoke to him, said we cannot lose her. And so we gave a proposal to the county commissioners to create a position over here so we could grab Anna and get her over here to fulfill those ideas that she has, because like she said, we're in our infancy stage right now, but the plans that we have for this program, the behavioral health unit, which is what is being established, is basically modeled off of the Spokane BHU, and it is a great program, if I may just get into it for a moment. But so the behavioral health unit is designed for us to take a proactive approach to the mental health crisis that's going on in the Valley, which everyone will agree is the number one issue. So with Anna and Deputy Bruner, for example, who make up our BHU right now, they go out there and they take a proactive approach on it. Officers, deputies, they meet folks out on different calls. They actually go and follow up with these people that they have met on these calls. If they get to, there's kind of 3 stages to this. So it's going to jail. If they do happen to go to jail for whatever reason, Anna and her team, along with the folks over at the Shelian County Jail, will work with their mental health staff and get into the jail while they're there to come up with a plan for when they come out of the jail. And so, again, we're taking that proactive approach. doing something to actually help them get the services that they need. And then the third stage of that would be the follow-up. And so that's where Anna, again, with her team would come in, and then they do the follow-up to make sure that they are following, getting the services they need and that they're not forgotten about. And so with doing that 3-stage, the proactive approach with her and her team coming out, going to calls, being on call when they're needed, we're actually able to nip that one where we can and keep them from having to go to the hospital or the jails, and that's the plan. Get them the resources they need to help them.
From a civilian standpoint, at what point is it, I'll call 509-663-9911 because this really isn't an emergency, or I need to call 911. From a general civilian, if they observe something just in their daily walk of life, at what point does I got to call 911 because this could be a problem?
Oh, we absolutely encourage everyone to do that. The faster we can get out there, the faster we can get Anna and her team of the services out there to actually help out. So if you see something, if you see something, say something, let us know that it's going on so we can get out there and get these folks help. Every minute it can be crucial, especially when it's getting cold outside. These types of things. The faster we can get out there, the faster we can get these folks help. So very important for people to when they do see something, to give us a shout.
I'll ask you last question for Adam. It's the same question I ask Anna. What's a good day for Adam Musgrove at the Shelian County Sheriff's Office? What's a good day for you?
Good day is my phone doesn't ring. Is a good day, but no, a good day for us is hearing the success stories of what Anna and her team are doing with the behavioral health unit, with Deputy Bruner and Anna getting out on the street, and they come into my office and give me the debrief of what took place. That is a good day for me. Every day by day, how to eat an elephant one spoon at a time, and that's what they're doing right now. They're at infancy stage trying to build this program up, and they are really doing a great job. They are really doing great work out here, and the support from our commissioners, our sheriff, the local agencies here. We're going to get all of these agencies in the valley involved in this, and it's going to be a one-team effort here. It's just starting infancy stage here, but we're planning on big things with all the agencies in the area.
I'd like to do an update maybe early next year.
Absolutely.
I'd love to have you in on this again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
There is an answer, folks. We can break the vicious cycle, and this is a part of it. You're watching Wake Up on Ncw Valley. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom with the NCW Life Channel.
And I'm Brent Rhodes with Country 104.7 KKRV.
Come on, join us Saturday at Hooked on Toys as we kick off the Ncw Community Toy Drive presented by Les Schwab.
Our volunteers are going to start the day off at 9 a.m.
And we'll start broadcasting live at 10 here on the NCW Life Channel as well as KKRV.
We're going to start collecting toys for those organizations that you're hearing about.
So be sure and join us Saturday at Hooked on Toys here on the NCW Life Channel and
Country 104.7 KKRV.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
All right, it is Winning Wednesday. One more reminder about what's up for grabs. A pair of tickets, a pair of really good tickets to see Holiday Dreams, that spectacular holiday cirque performance at the Town Toyota Center on Wednesday, December 15th. Winner at ncwlife.com is the email. Winner at ncwlife.com. That's the only way you can enter, via your email address. You can. It's one entry per email address. Employees of Shelian Broadcasting and Local Telecommunications and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Malcolm. And we'll do the drawing. The deadline is 10 o'clock this morning. We'll do the drawing via Facebook Live, and whoever wins, I will inform you via email. Best of luck, and another reminder about the big toy drive. You just saw Eric and Brent talking about it. Eric will be live at Hooked on Toys this Saturday from 10 to 11 to kick off the Ncw Community Toy Drive, courtesy of our friends at Les Schwab and Country 104.7 KKRV. Again, live from 10 to 11. So Eric will be interviewing and talking to all the representatives of the agencies who are going to benefit from the toy drive, as they have done for years. And of course, you can buy your new unwrapped toy right there at Hooked on Toys. You can drop off a toy. And there's going to be drop-off locations all over North Central Washington throughout the holiday season. Weather forecast for Thanksgiving looks something like this. For today, we have sunshine this morning. It's going to give way to clouds later on this afternoon, a high of about 40, which is just about normal for this time of year. 32 for the overnight low tonight. And whatever precipitation we get on Thursday is going to come down in the form of rain. It'll probably be later on in the day. The passes will be just fine on Thursday. Snow level is going to be up about 6,000 feet on Thursday with a high of 44. Look how mild it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And whatever we get coming out of the sky is going to be in the form of rain. And that's it for us. Have a great Winning Wednesday. We'll see you Friday. Bye-bye.